I love video games. I always have. I always will. They are my favorite way to experience a story and to tell it. Today, I'll be telling you a very special story. Because over my many years of playing games, I've gotten pretty good at some of them. Some of my favorites being Metroid Prime, Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker, Sonic Adventure 2, Hollow Knight, Terraria, and Dark Souls 3. Now, just playing these games, some of them are pretty hard, especially Dark Souls and Hollow Knight. But I decided to put a twist on this. This is an Archipelago randomizer. The items from each of these games have been removed, shaken up, and thrown back among them. The items for every game can be found in every other game. And my goal, my task, is to beat all 6 of them. So, starting off our randomizer, we are starting with Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, one of my favorite games of all time. In order to start this off, we need to make a save file which will connect to the Archipelago server. So, we do that. It'll pop up and say connected to Archipelago. We are good to go. Now, this is a bit different than your average playthrough of Sonic Adventure 2. Obviously, map screen's weird. So, how this works is we are given a series of 8 levels. These levels are completely randomized. We have our goal is to collect the 7 Chaos Emeralds, those little slots in the bottom, and beat Green Hill Zone. Doing that, along with collecting the 90 emblems at the top left corner of the screen, will allow us to fight the final hazard, the final boss of Sonic Adventure 2, and complete this game. Now, what counts as checks in a randomizer like this? Because it's not a Metroidvania, it's not a Zelda game, there's no boxes, but there are. If you notice in the top right corner, there are 5 little boxes. Those are the 3 Chow crates, the Golden Beetle enemy, and the upgrade that you get for your character found in each level. Each of those, in addition to the completion of the first, second, and third missions of the level, count as checks, meaning each level has potentially 8 checks to it. Now, some of these levels are completely beatable, such as City Escape, first level of the game. You can beat that. You can beat that easy. You can't get the upgrade, though, until you get the Flame Bracelet, or the Flame Ring, and the Bounce Bracelet. So, obviously, that means we have to come back when we find some items. But, reason why we are starting with Sonic Adventure 2 is because in something like Dark Souls, you need to walk and bonfire warp your way around the map to actually go find things. Hollow Knight, same thing. You have to walk. Same with Legend of Zelda, same with Metroid, same with Terraria. This game, I can just select a level, and these levels are quick. It's a Sonic game. Everything's quick. So you can just select a level, go there, bada bing, bada boom, you get the items that you need, you find the check, you leave. When I get stuck on here and I cannot progress, then I will move to the next game. And then I'll explain the goal of that game when we get to it. But for now, let's listen to one of the best songs in a Sonic game. In my opinion,
Attention
at least.
all units. Suspect seen heading south. Block all major roads and capture the suspect.
Now, first level obviously isn't that hard, but it does give you a good way to test out a good number of the game's mechanics. Except the snowboarding mechanic, because it never really appears again outside of versus mode. But you can do some pretty cool things, like breaking the game's boundaries if you get high enough on that. But what we're going to be doing is we're going to be trying to find at least the 3 Chow boxes and the Golden Beetle. And if nothing else, we can get that done, we can get the first mission done, and we can get the 100-ring mission done, which is always the second mission. The third mission of every level is to find a hidden Chow, and that is physically impossible unless you have a very specific upgrade called the Mystic Melody. That might be a little hard, because that's been randomized. But our first check of the entire thing, I sent a rancid egg to Hollow Knight. Great! That's not what I would have chosen for myself. But that's fine. It shows that the Archipelago is in fact working, which is good. I would hate to have tested it for 2 hours, only for it to have not worked at all. Golden Beetle, transposing kiln! Nice! That's... yeah, okay, I'll send the transposing kiln to Dark Souls. Get boss weapons immediately. And again, the boss weapons depend on if the boss soul drops, and those are also randomized. So, debatable usefulness. We're gonna put that at debatable level. Because genuinely, I don't know if that's actually gonna be helpful or not. And there's $100. Third item. Artifact of Truth. Sure, I'll send an artifact straight to Samus. We only need 12 of them to beat the game, after all. Although I would hate to fight the final boss of Metroid Prime with that few upgrades. And truck time. Thank you, Sonic, unlike... obviously the fading and military, because that's what we're doing, but they can use them with some other stuff, and I'm pretty sure the collateral damage the gun is doing right now is worse than what Sonic does, but, you know, they're the military. They can get away with doing things that are illegal for most people. Mainly because they have bigger guns. That's kind of their whole name. But, first level of many down, and we are rewarded with an A rank.
That was cool!
Cinders of a Lothric Prince.
Select the stage.
Okay, I'll take one of the 4 Lord Cinders. Sure, that's perfectly fine. I accept this. I accept this. This is fine. I'm gonna try and get the second mission done too, because that's just 100 rings. I can do this one pretty quickly.
Yes!
And we're done! Easy as that!
That was cool!
Yes, it was, Sonic. We got those rings in almost under a minute.
Select the stage.
Let's see. Wild Canyon. Wild Canyon. I can do Wild Canyon. I know where the stuff is. Hi, Hugh. Well, that makes that easy. At that point, it's just taunting me. No, not those box. Thank you. Mask Shard. I don't mind a Mask Shard. It's more health in a hard game. I'll take it. Let's see. Oh. That must be up. Up we go! This side. Is it down? No, it's down my way.
It's closer.
Oh.
One more left.
Okay, item. Mystic Village Stag. Gold Beetle. And I got an emblem. When we get back to the map screen, I'll explain what the emblems do and why they, despite being just kind of normal, are vastly more important in terms of the randomizer. That is the Basin of Vows. Wait. Oh no, I think I remember what Basin of Vows does, and I don't like that. Then again, just because I have the ability to go someplace very hard in a Dark Souls game does not mean I am obligated to go there immediately. Okay. Where is it? It can't be buried. The unbreakable thing I didn't break. Gotcha. Okay. And another A.
Yeah, this is perfect.
Yeah, an empty bottle. Despite the fact that I joke about empty bottles can be useful. Okay. Why emblems are important. Right underneath the 2 out of 90 says 2 out of 7. Now what happens when you get 7 emblems is, to the right of this, a boss battle will spawn. It's one of the random boss battles from the game. You beat it, it unlocks 8 more levels. So not only is it randomized, it's kind of gate-kept by its own mechanics. So we need to get at least 5 more emblems to gain access to more levels to get more emblems and more checks. And if we run out of those, well, we gotta switch games. Not that that's a problem, because all 6 of the games that I have chosen, I love to play. Now, weapons bed is impossible. Literally impossible for me to do this. But it is not impossible for me to blow this wall and go check. Which is the Varia suit. That's important. That prevents me from melting. Because frankly, I don't want to do that. And I can get a chow box right here, and another energy tank. Nice. And then I just quit out of the map.
The stage.
And then if you notice, it says, have box 1, and the upgrade. Which is fine with me. And then Wild Canyon Mark II. Oh, this is frustrating. Got 99. I mean, there's one right here, but I'd rather have gotten 100 just immediately. It's fine, though. Welcome to Rings 101.
Yeah, this is perfect. Select the stage.
Progressive plasma beam. Okay, so I'm going to be starting off Prime with both the plasma beam and the Varia suit and an extra health tank immediately. Well, boss battle's going to be easy. And we are going to try Prison Lane, Tails' first stage. Oh yes, the microwave gun. Okay, one thing I do know, you need the bazooka to break the metal boxes because there's a chow box back there that I can't get to. That's fine. Because I'm not trying to get high scores, I'm going to try to not keep the microwave button held down because this is grating. So there are a few other settings I could have turned on that I didn't. One of them makes every single unique instance of Omochow that you have to bump into a check. I did not want to do that because I do not like listening to Omochow. But there's still a few things we can get. I can beat a level, get the golden beetle, and I think break at least one chow box. Actually, I can break exactly one chow box because the other one is down there at the bottom right. It's completely through the bars. No. So the mechanic of this level is actually quite simple. If there's robots, door no open. When no robots, door open. So you're basically just hold down or the B button or just spam it until everything is dead. What if they're robots? Were they ever truly alive? That answer is in fact debatable. But I'm going to pay it no mind. Because nothing can really stop us. After all, we're an anthropomorphic fox with mech suit. Rival beetle, Mothwing cloak. Man, I'm gonna be loaded by the time I go into my first set of games. This has just been a wild trip. We have Plasma Beam, Varia Suit, Mothwing Cloak, Transposing Kiln even. which is the least important out of all of those because I don't have anything to transpose with it, but hey, it's something. It's not like you've gotten 20 rings, or you have acquired a rancid egg like the first ring or something. I didn't get a single box, it's fine.
I did it!
Now, and we're wondering, why are you not doing Mission 3? The answer to that is simple.
Very good!
Hi, Shadow's Flame Ring. Mission 3 requires you to find a Chow hidden in the level. This Chow, however, requires an upgrade called the Mystic Melody, which means I can't beat Mission 3 in as any character until I get the Mystic Melody, which could be in a completely different video game. Because of this, I'm not going to worry about it for now. That's also why I'm not worrying about finding the boxes or the upgrades, because I know, at minimum, I'm going to have to play the level again.
I did it!
Another option you can put for this game for randomizers that you really want to be long
I did it, Sonic!
is you can set the animals and the whistle pipes as well, which I think in total adds over 400 locations, which is kind of ridiculous. Iron Gate, Meteor Herd, Wild Canyon. I could do Mission Street. To anyone that's played this game, that's a lie. But let me explain why. Mission Street is physically impossible to require a specific upgrade. That being the leg boosters, or tail boosters, glide instead of falling like a rock because he's sitting inside of a giant object. Run fast enough, you don't actually need the leg boosters to get over this Chow box. And this has a very interesting impact on the level doing this. For some weird reason, going this way does not actually make these platforms start falling down, which lets you get the booster. The booster is not actually the booster. As you just saw, it's the ice beam. So that's helpful. For Samus, it's not helpful for Tails. The issue for that is without the hover, you can't actually beat this level. But we are going to press on because there's one more Chow box that I can get to. So we're going to get that before we leave, just in case it's something vitally important to someone else's crusade. Progressive Sword. Okay, that's useful. Now, Progressive Sword sounds like something that would be in Dark Souls. One of the settings I turned on for the Wind Waker is you start with no sword. So you need to get the first sword, then the Master Sword, and its progressive upgrades. Progressive Sword just gives you whatever that would have been. Weather Radio. I know that's for Metroid, but it's very good. So, you need 4 progressive swords in order to actually go fight Ganon in Wind Waker. But here's where we get stuck. There's no way to walk across a piece of terrain without falling. There's no way to break through that without a rocket, which means we're stuck over here. But we were able to get 4 entire checks. Which means I think we move on to Meteor Herd. I'll check 2 things specifically. First one is if we can even move these meteors with a punch. We can move the meteors with a punch. Okay, that's at least a little helpful. That means we can get exactly 2 checks. We need the ability to dig in order to find pretty much anything. This is where the golden beetle is. Thought it was in the other one. Missile expansion. Useful. Not crazy useful, but the ability to fire missiles right away is really useful. It's not as useful as like the plasma beam, but I already got that, so I'm not going to complain about literally anything else I could get for Samus. Now, a good way to get this to actually line up is just do a quick moonwalk off the side of that platform. I don't know what happened there. Actually, no, there's a metal box inside here. I can't actually get this without the hammer gloves. Alright, well, that was still a missile expansion I didn't have 30 seconds ago. Now, let's see here. I can't do Mission Street. I can do Iron Gate. And I think Sand Ocean.
Intruder alert. Assume level
Yeah, I
1
can absolutely do
defense
this.
rating.
This is the first level. This is the first level fragment, so it's not going to require any of this. It might require me not getting shot, but that's fine.
Emergency formation. Intercept intruder.
Yes. See that little gorilla down there? Yeah, that could have been an item check. Mantis Claw! Ooh! We are getting some good item luck. That just tells me that some important items for maybe this game are locked behind holes.
Level 2 security door breach. Level 2 security door breach.
Hello, gentlemen. You appear to have a very slow elevator. Oh, I apologize. I appear to have cannon dysfunction. Oh, I apologize. There it is. Got it. Coiled sword fragment. Actually, I'm pretty sure that's a vitally important very early on in Dark Souls. But I think you get that after like the first boss, and I think you need it in order to go anywhere. So,
Security door breach.
yay! I'm happy for that.
Sections 3 through 8. Get him.
No, don't get him. Let him continue rampaging. It's fine. There's a lot of rings in this level. I got hit, and I would have already been at almost 100. Is it hard to get to? Yes. Is it hidden behind boxes? Yes. Must be a chop box. Blue Chaos Emerald! Yeah, it makes sense that I randomly found that. It just fits. No, that's one of the 7 that I need in order to actually finish this game. Man, this seed has been very generous. Now, to give myself a fighting chance and or not take 500 years in order to actually finish this seed, I will be doing Dark Souls last, giving myself the maximum time and chances to get something broken. Just immediately. Because, I mean, transposing basin, that's good. The thing that lets you go into Waffle Castle immediately. Good but bad, because I don't have to do it early. At least I don't have to do early dancer in order to actually do that, but... Wait, no, that triggers early dancer. That's awful. I don't think I can do early dancer. I'll be real. But, what this does allow me to do is, just kind of get as much stuff as I can, like weapons, spells. I did turn on a setting where spells don't need stat requirements, so I'll have a little bit of an advantage there. Some might call it cheating. I call it not taking 4 years to make a video. Another Charm Notch. And yes, I did give a unique,
Now you know why I am the best.
Green Path Stag. I did give a unique Argonian something to each of my different profiles for the randomizer. That's just gonna be funny, if anyone can notice them. Okay, so let's see. Alright, see you at 100 rings. And we're done.
Now you know why I am the best.
Because you found the Blue Chaos Emerald and I need that.
Select
Missile
the
Smash.
stage.
Can't do Weapons Bed, can't do Sand Ocean. Hate doing Sand Ocean. I regret all of this. Hey, see that? See that sand? That Sand Ocean? Now, if I fall into that, that's an instant death sentence. Fun fact, this is level 3, and there's already this many death beds. But that's pretty average. The dark path is, on average, harder. The Shadow levels are harder than Sonic's, the Rouge levels are harder than Knuckles, and the Eggman levels are harder than Tails's. But it's a really easy 100 rings. As long as you cross all the creatures while spamming, nothing runs into you because their spawn radius is... not spawn radius, but the pop-in distance is kind of short for this game in some places. But if I remember correctly, I should be able to get can't go underneath those torches on the left. You can't go under those, you'll get hit. Got a simple key for the night, which is pretty nice. You need, I think, at least 3 of them. So, that's gonna be fun. Now it's good to flex some of my gaming know-how, because I know at least one small skill for each of the games that I'll be playing. Some of them are game-changing, and some of them mean nothing unless you're doing a randomizer, which is kind of all that I do. Because when you've beaten the game as much as I have, you kind of want to play it slightly differently. Space jump boots! Man, Samus is getting loaded up, and Dream Wielder. Not as good as the Dream Nail, but it'll be helpful when I have that. Okay. Take your time. No, not in a hurry. I'm in a hurry. Jump, jump. No. First death. How many levels in? And yes, Eggman also gets leg boosters like Tails, and it makes levels like these really, really easy, but you don't have them at this point, so... Yikes! There should be a chow box. There. Oh. Oosh. And it's an emblem. Two more of those and I won't have to switch games. But I'm most likely going to have to switch games. Alrighty. I think I'll use a dice to determine what I play next. No. I have a lot of charm notches, but I have nothing for Wind Waker. I have Progressive Sword that's in a bottle. Progressive Sword in a bottle, that's it. But Samus, on the other hand, Mario Suit, Space Jump Boots, Plasma Beam. I'm going to switch over to Metroid and run out of locations to check here, which should be very soon. Seeing as I have everything that I can get in this level, except for 100 rings, and it's the only level I can still play. So unless this gives me an emblem, and the next thing gives me an emblem, which are both highly unlikely to happen, I'll be hurting for playing this game just a little bit longer.
Yush!
Alrighty. There we go.
That was too close.
Monarch Wings. Well, alrighty then.
Select the stage.
Meteor Herd, Mission Street. Yeah, no, 100 rings on this is the only thing I got left. Slowest 100 rings at 2 minutes 10 seconds, but it's still an A rank
Now you
because
know
the
why
level's meant to be
I
slow.
am the best.
Select the
Hey,
stage.
it was an emblem. That's kind of neat, but it wouldn't have helped because I had 4 instead of 5 when I thought I had 5. Alrighty then, it looks like we're moving games. I'll see you over in Metroid Prime. And that was fast. Alrighty. Just gotta clean up a little test file right here. I only want to use slot B for randomizers, because why would you use A for randomizers? Alrighty, now if this works, which it should load me in and immediately give me all the items that I collected as Sonic and Friends. The way we tell this is if she's in the Varia suit. Ta-da! Also, the colors are randomized. But, have the Varia suit, have the Ice Beam, have missiles, have the Space Jump Boots. All thanks to Argonian Sonic. Okay, now I get to explain to all of my lovely peoples what that is. That is the form of Divine Blessing from Dark Souls. It looks like a Gamer. So there are two forms that something can take. One, it looks like that, and it's a non-vital upgrade. Such as, you know, the Gamer being a spell, because spells are not needed to finish Dark Souls 1, or any of them. They're not needed, they're helpful. If it looks like a gear, however, it is something vital to the progression of that game, be it a Chaos Emerald or a movement item from Hollow Knight, doesn't really matter. Looks like a gear, I need it. Like that. What is that? That is Argonian Sea's Forbidden Woods small key. So, well, Link now has a small metal object that opens a door. What I get to do with this next area is show a small skip that I know how to do. Now this skip is completely and utterly worthless outside of a randomizer. Normally, when you step up there, it starts a boss fight. I don't want to do that boss fight. But, lucky for us, I already have the space jump boots, and I can jump around the boss's trigger. And that drops that down, which means I can get back up now. But I can also shoot this, go in here, collect whatever this is. It's an emblem! Hooray for emblems. No. Okay, we're good. Only mild panic. And I'll be showing a few other little tricks that I know about this particular game and its particular ways. That if anyone ever wanted to try doing a randomizer of even just this game by itself, because this game is a very fun randomizer, I've done it at least half a dozen times. I know a few different tips that can help you break the game. Of course, there are the normal ones like complete sequence breaking and out-of-bounds glitches that can kind of just glitch out the game. But there are a few legitimately helpful ones that will really only see the light of day in a randomizer. But it's a very helpful light of day. Yes, the bugs are angry. They're always angry. Welcome to whatever planet Samus is on. The bugs are angry. Except these bugs. They just kind of exist and they explode. Okay. Excuse you. Bro. Back off, I know I'm famous, but like, whatever. What is that? That's a weapon, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. See that? So normally you have to get the boost ball in order to half-pipe this. However, for some reason, Samus gains more horizontal distance when jumping than forward distance. So for some reason, if you start turning to the left as you jump and then double jump, you will get a little boost of speed that lets you get up on this ledge. Black Flame. Before I've even started. That is insane, actually. I don't remember if Black Flame is the strongest pyromancy in Dark Souls 3, but I know it's really powerful. Two more small skips in this room. That's its vanilla spot. That's kind of funny. But if you have the space jump boots and you do that little side glide technique, as I call it, you can actually jump to this rock and avoid the trigger that starts the boss fight. Now, I'm going to trigger it anyway because I don't really care. It's not like it's hard, and I'm going to show you why. Plasma beam. And when enough of the babies die, the big one comes out. The big one isn't going to last much longer. It dies in, I think, 1 or 2 missiles to that red spot on its butt. But, we don't have to worry about that. Just 3 good taps to the booty, and it dies. Alright, so that was one skip. Can't actually get up there, darn it. Alright, we're going to show you the second skip, which is how to get that item that's up there. Those little white dots are what the randomizer tells us. There's still an item there. We're going to show you how to get that using nothing but what we have. You can actually double jump onto this vine. Then from there, we're going to jump onto this little vine. Now, when doing this jump, you have to land on the tip of the vine, otherwise you'll bonk your head on that little platform. But, if you do it just right, you can land on this little vine. From there, space jump up here. And you get an item. Argonian Sonic's emblem. Which means we could immediately go back to Sonic and get more stuff. Which I might consider doing. I might not. This is just one emblem. It's not like I have any upgrades. Where does this go? Talon over World North. Okay, I can get a lot of checks. Quite a few checks, actually. With double jump, plasma beam, and a few other things I can get. I want to say like 8 more at least, if I don't get any upgrades for Samus. With just what I got. I have the Varia suit, not the gravity suit, so I can't get anything in water. But I could potentially get to 2 or 3 more elevators. Okay. Chip. Pull through here, grab whatever this is. Northern Helm. Oh yeah, I guess armor would be included in the randomizer. Alright, won't be completely naked. But, I mean, I'll have a hat. No shoes, no shirt, no service, but I have a helmet, sir. A Titanite chunk. That's legitimately helpful. Thank you. I can't go anywhere. Can't go down there to my left yet because I need the gravity suit to progress there. I mean, I technically don't need a gravity suit, but I don't have a lot of confidence in my ability to do that skip, and I don't have the wave beam, which is needed. Now, while we're just kind of roaming around the cosmos as Samus Aran, I'm going to explain why we want to beat one game as fast as possible. So let's say there are, 50 items left in Metroid Prime. All across the world. Items. But I have enough to go beat the game. If I go beat the game, those 50 items that I have not yet found will automatically be considered found and shoot off to go visit each of the games they belong to. Another emblem. So, the faster I beat one game, it will start steamrolling. That's one reason why I want to finish Dark Souls last. Because if I could just go in there with every miracle, max pyromancy, the best armor, and a maxed out sword, I'm gonna. Also, due to the fact that, in theory, if Dark Souls 3 just has a bunch of missile expansions, pieces of heart, emblems that I don't need, because I need 90 and there's 120. So 30 of the checks in Dark Souls 3, in theory, could be emblems. If that's the case, and I somehow manage to get all 4 Lord Cinders without even touching Dark Souls 3, I could just go straight to the final boss. That won't be wise, but I could. Hey everybody, it's time for our super speed run of Dark Souls 3. We're doing the Soul of Cinder early glitch. It's called not playing the game and then suddenly having everything. No, I don't like plants. Burn, please. That's not normally a locked door. Oh yeah, I also turned on door randos. Why did I think that was a good idea? Oh well. Off the cliff I go. This might look like a dangerous pit, but it's just a little steamy. Oh, fire bombs. Alright. I'll take high-grade explosives. And where do you go? Jozo Ruins East Reflecting Pool. Alright. Let's see. I don't have the boost ball. I don't know how much stuff I can get. Now, you see, there is a way to jump and then mid-jump turn into the ball. I don't know how to do that glitch. So this is effectively a dead end. Lucky for us, there is one more place that I can go before I am considered Burger Kinged. But while the elevator transition takes its time, I'm going to explain what Burger King is. Deep in the lore of the Archipelago mod, there was a group. This group was playing an Archipelago randomizer. One man got Burger Kinged. Otherwise known as, everyone else was looking for items and he physically couldn't get any more items in the game he was playing. So, while he was waiting to get stuff to actually progress his game, he went to Burger King. This rapidly spread through the community until the term Burger King became a synonymous term for I'm stuck and can't do anything, help. This has also humorously taken over my friend group. So... I'm going to wrong warp. Warp, safe warp. Wrong warp is an accident. Safe warping is on purpose. What you can do in this game, with the randomizer turned on at least. This is not base game. If it was base game, I'd have some questions. A lot of questions actually. But that text that I just skipped past, I'm gonna go back and look at. I need I need just a little bit of ammo. Full missiles, all that stuff. Hit no and hold both triggers. And it will pop you back out and warp you to the room you started in, which just so happens to be another save station, which is very helpful for my purposes. But what this allows me to do, let's go back and get just one or two more checks. I don't have Morph Ball Bomb, so I can't get that yet, but I can get exactly two things. One thing. Yes, exactly one thing, and it's an elevator. An elevator might take me somewhere I can do things with, though. That's the exciting part. Oop. Oop. Jump over the green goop. Oop. Oh. And now that I have ball, I can go in the ball hole. Ball hole takes me down here, which oh so graciously lets me ascend without needing bomb jumps. No, wait. Elevator. Where do you go? Magmore Caverns South, Magmore Workstation Save Station. This is not ideal. I'm stuck on the far side of an area that I can't progress through, that I won't take damage in, but I still can't progress through it. Which is bad, but lets me show off a very, very funny little thing. So, the fact that I am Burger King, I am going to be swapping games. So, I'm going to go, and I'm going to save. Okay. I wanted to see what the next 8 levels were going to be. As you can see, it went from 7 emblems needed to 30. So I'm going to get stuck again eventually, but I really want to see, A, what the boss is, and B, what the 8 levels past it are. Let's see. Oh god.
Before this is over, I'll show you the true power of chaos control!
I don't know if I can actually beat him without a light speed dash. Then again, I did do 40% of his health, just spinning. I don't know what he was doing, but...
Time to put this to rest.
Okay, he tried doing a thing.
Time to put this is the ultimate.
Time to get hit.
I am the ultimate light.
Game over, Shadow.
Alright, I guess that's how you beat Shadow without the flame ring or without lightspeed dash.
Select the stage.
Alright, we gained Pyramid Cave, Lost Colony, Route 280, Cosmic Wall, which I know I can't do anything in. Security Hall might be semi-possible. Radical Highway is fully possible. Egg Quarters... maybe. White Jungle. There's definitely some things I can do here. Let's take this care. Let's take care of this first, because the racing levels kind of suck. She has found the Fox Boy. Also, I don't know why Tails in this particular, like that model of him, I don't know why he's Cheeto orange. It's weird. Alright, what is the reward for me doing that?
Select the
Wolf
stage.
Knight Helm. That's kind of cool sounding. I might wear that. Yeah, getting 100 rings in a level where you don't lose any rings from getting hit or hitting a wall at highway speeds is really easy, as it turns out. Shadow Air Shoes!
Select the stage.
Oh, okay. It'll make Radical Highway even easier. Another one of the best songs. Yeah, okay, Air Shoes. Didn't think I'd get an upgrade for this game while in the game, but... Now, another thing I have turned on is hints. When I have found 10% of a game's checks, I can actually type hint and whatever item, Divine Blessing, Dragonian Seals. Divine Blessing is pretty good. Wait. I have the Flame Ring and Light Shoes? Okay. Alright, so you can use the Light Shoes to get over there, and that's the way that you're supposed to do it. You actually get over there early. By dying. The dash, jump before you roll off the edge, and you can clear that with the jump. That's how you get the Flame Ring early. But I already have the Flame Ring, so I don't know what this is. Titanite Shard. Gargonian Souls. Send. Okay, thank you. The military's angry at you. What do you mean you don't care? Alright, I guess if you don't, I don't. Well, good thing that wasn't 100 rings. Winged spear? What the heck's a winged spear? You've never heard of that weapon? I mean, I know it's a Dark Souls weapon, but... Really? Alright. I have the flame ring. I'm going to use the flame ring. How big? Go. Okay. Up and up and up and go. Bounce. What? That's not very hedgehog of you. It won't save you. That will. That won't. Artifact of Elder. Alright, that's another Samus item. Really? I could have sworn the chow box was there. That's why I thought that. Firelink Helm. Why do I keep getting hats? Like, I could use some shoes. Need to keep the footsies warm. Dark Souls is a relatively cold game, I would imagine. Whee! 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 I am stuck in a pinball mode. Okay. This is my life now. Oh, I'm back to running, man. Okay. And that's level. No. You will not deny me.
Here we go.
Another thing I could have turned on that I chose definitely not to is you need a certain letter grade in order for the check to count for beating a level.
Too
Crystal
easy for me.
Scroll.
Select the stage.
That's neat. Wish I need that. He's really good at robbing banks.
Ultimate
He's so good, he got 5 rings without me controlling him.
Select the stage.
Blood, soul of the blood of the wolf? I mean, I know that's a Dark Souls item, but I never heard of that. Security hall. I don't know if these are going to be buried or not.
Only two more.
Okay. That place put a gem over my power.
I got it.
Weak robot for being powered by a Chaos Emerald, but you know, I'll do it. I'll break it.
How is that? Perfect? Like me?
Yes, Miss Bouncy Ears.
Select the stage.
Okay. We're gonna look for the chow boxes, and we're gonna look for 100 rings. What's that? Post. Post-lunar! Post-lunar events! Oh no! I'm just gonna restart anyway. I can't. Wayward Compass. Not worth that. Alright, this level has nothing I can get right now.
Select the stage.
But this one does. This one does indeed. And I get to show a very cool little skip. Up we go. I can actually full clear this level. I might not be able to get the Mystic Melody in the third mission, but I can get 100 rings and I can get all 5 checks. So this is actually a really solid level. Nothing is there to shoot you, but you go back here. Okay, when you don't roll off and into oblivion. Go back here, there's a chow box. Dark Hand. Okay. It'd help if I knew how rare or powerful that was. Oh wait, no, I think that's the Dark Pyromancy Flame, actually. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Pyromancy build? What just happened? Okay. If I remember correctly... No, this isn't where the chow box is. It's where an invincibility box is. You can't hurt me. You really can't hurt me now! Okay, so there's two specific things that I need. Okay. So, we'll go down here to get the light dash shoes for Shadow. But, if you make a spin jump, and jump and homing attack, you will hit that sprint without needing light shoes. But, since this is also a check, I'm going down here. Missile expansion. Okay. Not the most helpful thing in the universe. But more missiles are always helpful. Whee! And Gold Beetle. Valor Heart. I really wish I knew what that did. Another item. Received Knuckles' sunglasses. Now for the third chow box, it's right near here. You have to hold backwards when you fling on here, otherwise you'll hit that third one and go straight to the exit. But it's right past here. And you don't even have to go back if you have the light shoes, because there is a rain trail. Armor of Thorns for Argonian Souls. Huh. And I have seen an Omo-chan. Yeah, this Omo-chan. What do you do?
Be careful not to fall.
I hate Omo-chan so much. Imagine if that had been a check. Because you can see him. He's back there. He just hides back there. You can only see him when you finish the level.
Too easy for
Sonic Mystic Melody.
Select a stage.
That's like an actual... Okay, I'm gonna go to the third mission. I can do that. As you're going down here, there's various different ways that you can actually go down there. You can spin dash, you can run. Doesn't really matter. As long as you get down here, what you gotta do is turn immediately around. You're gonna see this little thing right here. Play the Mystic Melody and a spring is gonna appear on it. And then you just kind of make your way up these handles. One of them, as you can hear, is covered in electricity. It's that one. But you can jump out of a stun lock, so you land that, hold up, there's the chow.
Yes!
Don't know how it got up here. Don't want to know.
That was cool.
But as long as you do it in under 2 minutes and 30 seconds, it's an A.
Select a stage.
A grub. Still can't do Mission Street. Let's see what else can I do here. Do White Jungle 100 rings. That's not what I meant to hit.
Select a stage.
I can do egg quarters. At least partially. Pick nails. Titanite shard.
Close. Only 2 more.
Okay. Oh. Soul of a deserted corpse. Vessel fragment, or egg scarab, you come across as a jerk. figured they might have done that. I just didn't figure I did it immediately. What? I don't think that was entirely English. I see. Okay, it's a lost cause.
Select a stage.
Okay, time to do White Jungle 100 rings.
Here we go.
Got him. Easy peasy. Alright, let's see what they give me.
Ultimate victory.
My prize for getting 100 rings as Shadow the Hedgehog is
Select
an
a
Ember.
stage.
Okay. Can't do Security Hall, can't do Cosmic Claw. I can do 2 things in Lost Colony. I believe 1 Chow Box and 1 upgrade. Upgrade for this level. Well, I'm trying Eggman, so that is not entirely true. Here's the Chow. Complain of Dragon Torso Stone. Well, I'm not going to complain about not having armor now. Jet Engine is Large Soul, the Deserted Corpse, so a lot of extra XP.
Try hovering to fly over.
Yeah, there's the second box. That's all I can get. An entire heart container. Yeah, I need the glide in order to get past there. But both really good things. Dragon Torso, though. Anyone that says the Dragon Torso and the Dragon Headstones are like useless in Dark Souls and ugly, you're right on both accounts. But starting the game with the ability to just have a good set of armor's worth of armor naked is really good. I think the only thing left I can do is Pyramid Cave. So let's try Pyramid Cave. Right, don't have light speed. Still Green Forest and the Harbor Sonic. So quite a few Sonic levels left. Let's see if I can get any useful levels.
Flip the hourglass to open the door.
I don't want to forget what's open. If I want to bypass it using some sort of arbitrary glitch. Like this. Bloodlust. You said Bloodlust. Draconian Souls. I don't know what that means. Thank you for confusing me. Bounce bracelet time. Estus Shard. That's good. Hey. This is why we check. All over the heck. Out. Titanite Slab! Well, I don't have anything that requires a Titanite Slab to upgrade, but when I do, oh boy! I'm capable of getting a surprising amount of distance into this level with no upgrades, which is shocking. I would have thought you would have needed the bounce bracelet in the level to get the bounce bracelet, but no. Hold on. When I come through for 100 rings, that'll be useful to know. I don't know if I can get 100 rings of that upgrades though. Thank you. 3 hugs. Nope. That was not a blue box I saw. Okay. No. No. Bad. Yeah, you this one points bracelet because you can't bounce while you have this. And I seriously thought this was the part that would get me stuck. Ouch! It gets me shot, but not stuck.
I found the key to the door at the dead end over there. Bring it here to open the door.
And fire. Whoa, that was weird. But I should still have plenty of time. Camera, thank you. How do I get high enough to hit the beetle? There's one up I can finish this level with no upgrades. Never knew that.
Yes!
Now I'm curious where that last child box was. Frankly, I don't know if I would have found it.
Huh. No problem. Select the stage.
Tails' booster. Well then. We're gonna go get one check here real quick. I think they have boosters on them. Alright, there's a check. The soul of Dark Eater Midir. The hardest and tankiest boss of Dark Souls 3's hardest DLC. Okay. I already have the transposing kiln. I can get Midir's weapon to start with. That is why we saved it for last. That is why we saved Dark Souls 3 for last.
Select the stage.
But I can beat Mission Street with the Hover Nozzle. Hover Nozzle, that's Mario Sunshine. That's not the whole thing. I go through most of Tails' levels, because most of them require you to have this. Work with me here, buddy. This is for you. There it is. Wanderer's Journal. A little bit of money out. I like that. Basically has that that means button. And now it's quiet again. Thank you, military man. Your sacrifice means my ears can be at peace. Kind of difficult in this stage. And there's the goal.
I did it!
Alright, let's see what this level gave me, because I was held back from beating it until I got later.
That was easy.
Ring of Sacrifice.
Select the stage.
Alright. See you when I have 100 rings, boys. I was at 99 rings. And this was the 100th ring.
I did it!
I have all of the rings.
I did it, Sonic!
Nearly 3 minutes is an A rank. I hate that level.
Select the stage.
Estus ring. Alright, I'll take it. Okay. And without a lot, and I mean a lot more emblems. I mean a lot more emblems. I'm gonna try one thing that I think I know how to do. And it'll get edited out if I'm wrong. So as I was saying, we're gonna go get 100 rings in Pyramid Cave. I'll see you when that happens.
Yes!
Okay, got it. This is the last check I can make. Let's see what
That
it
was
is.
cool!
And we're looking at
Select the
Mackey's
stage.
letter. Okay. That's for Wind Waker. Okay. Well, that's all for Sonic Adventure 2, so I guess we're moving on to the next game, so I'll see you right over there.